Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome for the very first time if you're new here. My name is Rita and I'm super happy to have you here. So today we're gonna do something a little bit different. I don't usually do kind of like just sit downs, getting ready and chatting, but I thought I had a couple of things to tell you and fill you in. So what better way than doing that than while I'm doing my makeup. This is the makeup that I used for my birthday. It was my birthday makeup. That was a couple of almost 2 weeks ago. So I wanted to share with you what I did. I used some of my favorite products that I've been loving lately. So very bright, beautiful lip, as you can tell. So anyway, if you would like to see this makeup, then please keep on watching. Please be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. It is super easy. Just hit this little red button that says subscribe, and be sure to also hit the bell so you get notified every time that I post. We don't have the best light today, but we'll work with what I have. So far the only product that I've used is this Smashbox Photo Primer water, or Photo Finish Primer water. So while this is drying, my face is still a little bit wet from it. My second primer, I don't want to say I'm gonna use 3 primers, but kind of I am gonna be using 3 primers. The second one is gonna be the Too Faced Hangover RX. This is one of my favorite hydrating primers, or kind of like more moisturizing. It doesn't provide any glow. So because it doesn't provide any glow, I will be adding an extra one. So that's kind of like how much I'm going to be using, and I'm going to apply it everywhere. Previously, before I applied the primer water, my face was already moisturized with my regular skincare. I always start with a face that has already had its skincare. So anyway, now that the primerizer and the hangover primer are done, we're gonna go for what I would call, and the way I'm using it, a third primer, because I want a very glowy base. The foundation or skin tint that we're gonna be using, it's also very glowy, but I want it to be extra glowy for this makeup. That's when the Hollywood Flawless comes in. So directly with the wand, I'm just going to go on ahead and apply everywhere on my skin, but I'm gonna concentrate the majority of this product on the high point of my face. And I forgot to get my mirror, so we're gonna be using this little one. So I'm just gonna go ahead and blend this product all over. And then we're gonna move on with the Tower 28 Sunny Days. This is like a tinted sunscreen. I've been really loving it. I feel like whenever it gets hotter, I don't want to have as much product directly kind of like as a base, which I know it already sounds like I have a ton of things because I did use 3 primers, but to word it better, I don't like to wear a very thick foundation during the hotter months, or at least I haven't been in the mood for that lately. So I just squeezed a little bit of product, and now I'm going to add it everywhere. I think I used too little. I might need a little extra. And then this product, I've been loving to kind of like just blend it in with my fingers, and then at the very end just going with a brush, which in this case I've got the Rose Ink, just to ensure that everything is blended properly. But my best or favorite method of application with this is going to be fingers. I'm still loving my Tarte Under Eye Corrector. That's what I've been using for a while, and I love to counteract those very purple colored veins that I have on my under eyes, you know, due to the fact that I have no color there. So for my birthday, I haven't really talked about it. It was almost like a week and a half ago. So we went to have some lunch with my in-laws and grandma. And then after that, Michael and I hit it with all the babies. So the 4 of us, plus the 2 of us, so the 6 of us headed over to Lake Charles for like a quick little weekend getaway, I guess. And it was fun. We were there very short amount of time, so we didn't see as much as we wanted, and we realized that there's not many things opened on Sunday mornings in Lake Charles. So we wanted to kind of like go have some brunch or something, but I don't know, like in general they don't have like brunch as a thing like here in Houston, or they just, you know, don't have it on Sundays. So we don't really know, but it was still, regardless, it was fun. We stayed in a cute little bungalow, which of course allowed the babies to come with us. That's why we wanted to get an Airbnb, so we could bring them along. Okay, so now I'm going to use for concealer and to actually provide some color on the white patches, I'm going to be using the KVD Concealer. I've got mine in the shade medium 146. I'm going to probably stop mentioning every single product that I'm using. I wanted this to be more of like an informal chit chat video, kind of like I don't know, kind of like get ready with me and what I've been up to. I feel like I haven't done one of this in a very long time, if ever. I usually just keep my makeup tutorials just kind of like about the makeup, but I don't know, I think we should try something new. So I'm just gonna cover everything, and with the same brush that I used the Rose Ink, I'm gonna go ahead and blend everything. So anyway, like I was mentioning, we did go to Lake Charles, and it wasn't just like a random Lake Charles trip. There is something happening very, very soon for us, and we are very excited. I don't think I've mentioned this on any social media so far. Just a few friends know, and of course our family. But we've tried to keep it very much on the low end, because we haven't had the best people around us through this process. So anyway, we're moving. We bought a house, which we are super, super excited for. This is our third attempt at buying a house. We attempted on East Texas to buy a home around 3 years ago, but the house had a major flea infestation that we found out right before we were, you know, getting ready to close everything. So I'm glad we did. We definitely backed out. That was something that we wouldn't even know if it was gonna be able to be solved. So we just decided that was not for us. It was a beautiful, I don't know, like 90-year-old home. We love, and I love antiques, and he does love like also antiques and antique homes. There's just so much charm to an old home that is just, it's something that we've always wanted to do and always wanted to get into a home like that. So we didn't get that home, and then we just started looking at the beginning of this year, maybe around March, and nothing really caught my eye. Houston at this time is extremely expensive, so anything that was on our price range, it was not something that I was gonna be happy with. It was too small. It wasn't the city, because I wanted to stay in the city, but it was just, I was gonna be tired of the house very soon if we had bought one of those tiny homes or like smaller townhomes. We ended up offering, you know, for one of these homes over in Humble or Atascocita. We lost it. Thank goodness we lost it. Some other buyer came in and paid cash, so we lost the house, which originally I didn't want to get. It was not something that I wanted. I was just literally settling. So we lost the home, and after that Michael started looking elsewhere. I'm gonna go ahead and apply my powder, and my brushes are on the floor. So Michael started searching around Texas, kind of like everywhere, until we found a beautiful home. I'm actually not going to say where we're gonna be living, just because I think our home is gonna be it's very distinctive. It's gonna be in a historical home, so I kind of like don't want to tell people where we're living, like the city, but it is still in Texas. It is also still pretty close to Houston, that I could realistically come on a weekend or even drive back in one day. So we're still pretty close to Houston, but not really like in Houston. So the home is a beautiful, beautiful, lovely, dreamy 1920 home. I literally fell in love. So we got the first kind of like getting to know the house. Like, we went to see it. We drove there on a Saturday to see the home that he had found. On the pictures it looked very pretty, but I was like, it could be literally a dump inside. You never know until you go. So we finally went to see it, and I walked around that, the living area, kitchen. We needed some adjustments. Of course, it is a 1920 home. Not much has been done in the house. And then we walked upstairs. I probably stood in that house, walked around for 5 minutes. I looked at Michael, and we were both like, do you want to make an offer? I'm like, yes, we want to make an offer. This is our home. It is so funny the way it worked, because we lost a home before that I'm so happy we did. The one that we were looking at in Houston. And then as soon as we walked in this house, I knew this was the one. It was just literally like finding the perfect one, and just being content with how everything is. The home is absolutely stunning. You will be seeing, of course, a few snippets of the house. Once we move in, I'll probably be doing a moving vlog because we are getting ready to move. By the time you watch this video, Michael and I are in chaos in the house, trying to pack everything. When this video goes live, which I'm hoping is gonna be pretty soon after I film it, I am thinking that most of my makeup is gonna be already stored and a bunch of my clothes, but I do need to work on other videos before we do this. So now I'm just gonna do a little bit of contour with the Charlotte Tilbury. Whenever I have like a more special occasion or I want my makeup to look better, I love using this product. It is one of my favorites, but I don't use it as often. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand. And yeah, so after we saw the house, we waited a couple of weeks to put an offer in, just because we also are getting a builder loan. So we are going to be doing some changes, small adjustments on the house. We're gonna be getting a new kitchen and a couple new bathrooms. So we kind of like got a loan together with the house loan. So we are super excited. It's gonna be a while until we get that home to how we dream of it. But as it is our dream home. We love it. We know it's gonna take some work and some time to get there, but we just fell in love with the house. It has a beautiful front yard, huge 100-year-old oak trees. It has everything that we would have wanted. It's a big home. Doesn't have as much room, or like rooms, and there's no closets, small bathrooms. I mean, it's a 1920 home. It's not like a modern house where you have like this huge bathroom with like a huge tub and closet, walk-ins, nothing like that. So it'll take us a minute to make changes like we would want. But we're super happy with the house, and this whole process has been very stressful. Not a little bit, it has been very stressful. And I'm just happy for the closing date, which by the time you're watching this video is probably going to be the same week whenever you see this video. And then we move in a week after we close. We have our movers coming. And then in probably that date of the move, since we're not gonna be moving ourselves, we have movers, I'll probably do a bit of a vlogging and I'll show you the home empty, kind of like an empty tour. But yeah, I mean, we are super happy. So anyway, I just went on and applied the Merit highlighter in the shade Kava. And now for blush, I'm gonna be using the Rare Beauty in the shade Happy. This is super intense blush, so I like to apply it in the back of my hand, and then with a brush, I'll just go ahead and apply it. I just added a little of this Charlotte Tilbury Magic Star highlighter to kind of like set the Merit one on the high points. And now for shadow, I'm gonna be using the Charlotte Tilbury Rose Gold Eyes to Mesmerize as my base. And let me go ahead. Okay, that's better. I just brought you in a little bit. So with my finger, I'm just going to apply this all over my lid, and this will be the base of my shadows. I'm gonna be using the new Patrick Ta eyeshadow palette, which I haven't used in a while, and it is definitely a favorite. So I wanted to use it on my birthday day. It is a beautiful rosy toned palette, which if you're familiar with my channel, you probably know that rosy and like pink shadows are my favorite. So after the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize, the only thing that I've applied, which that's what I kind of like was working on right now, was the second shadow from the Patrick Ta palette. This is kind of like the second lightest matte shadow. So just kind of like back and forth on my crease to create a little bit of definition. So yeah, by the time I'm watching this video, we haven't moved just yet, but we are super close to doing so. So this weekend literally is going to be my weekend packed of finishing up videos that I am pre-filming for whenever I don't have my makeup available, or you know, after the move that I need to set everything. I don't know how my new filming kind of like area is going to be. We definitely have a way more room, so I am still not sure what I'm gonna be doing with the room, because I'm gonna have a room dedicated for like my filming and probably a dressing area, and to have my little office desk and office station. So all of that is gonna be meshed into one room, so I still don't know what I'm gonna be doing. So now we're gonna move on with the second to darkest matte shadow in a smaller blending brush, and I'm just going to start blending this into my outer V. So yeah, now with more space, I am excited to do probably more styling, like outfit or like fashion videos. I am very, very excited about, looking forward to having that more room to do more videos. And I'm gonna be getting a clothing rack to continue to do capsule wardrobe videos. I probably will be filming something this week for a new capsule wardrobe to use in July. I have thought about this so long, but since it is summer, I feel like it's gonna be harder for me because I do love wearing dresses, and if I'm limited to like 2 dresses, I don't know, I feel like things are gonna be complicated. But I'll have to figure it out. But yeah, this coming week is going to be, or these coming 2 weeks are going to be straight up pre-filming, so I have everything ready for whenever we move. So now that I applied that second shadow, I love the depth that we have, and the color that I used on my birthday was the lighter one, so the one that's kind of like more duochrome. So this one, so we have this one that's a little more pink, and this one is a duochrome. So I'll go ahead and use the middle one. This is just going to be applied with my finger, and I'm going to add it all over the lid, and it is a beautiful, beautiful shade. It is probably my favorite in the palette. I'm gonna go back to that darker pinkish that I was using, and I'm gonna go back into my outer V just to ensure we did not lose a lot of that darkness. And I'm just going back and forth on my outer V. Now to line my eyes, I'm gonna be using the darker shade in the palette to use as an eyeliner with a more precise brush. I'm gonna be doing a bit of a wing, just a tiny one like I like to use, or like I like to do. And this is going to be super pretty. There is literally nothing that makes me happier than a fall wing line with shadow. It is super easy and fast to do. And now basically I'm just adding the second matte shadow that we use, so this one right here, on my lower lashes, just to create a bit more of smokiness on the eye. I didn't add any lashes, so I'm not gonna do it today. I thought about it, but I'm just gonna stick to the same things that I used, and that was just my regular mascara. And in this case, I'm gonna be using my Pillow Talk, which have been my favorite for a while now. And I'm just going to coat my lashes, and then we'll be back to finish up the eyebrows, which I am looking very odd with no eyebrows. We are all done with the eyeshadows, and all I did was add a little bit of inner corner highlight, but I used, instead of the palette, I used the highlighter that I used earlier. And now for my lips. On my birthday, I actually went for Love of My Life from Lisa Eldridge, but I feel like this was just a shade that I wanted to use because I was gonna go have lunch, and I didn't want to have any kind of like transfer on my bottom side of my lip. But since right now I'm not gonna really have any food, I thought that for this makeup, I actually originally wanted to use this shade, which this is Velvet Carnival, which is a beautiful, very bright fuchsia pink. It is a stunner. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this one instead today. So that's gonna be everything for today. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. Just hit this little red button. I will be having a couple of content coming up with the move, some moving vlogs, and then showing you the house before we actually set everything up. And it'll be a long journey, but I would love to vlog a little bit more about the whole process, and then probably whenever I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with at least my personal space, which is going to be my full beauty room and filming room space, which I'm super excited for. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.